here is to add our text, which is that of our entry text that is going to show enter a conversation. Here I'm going to add entry, and we are going to add that of the search button on top. This is what we're able to achieve to this particular point in our previous video. So next I'm going to say, I can say entry what? Entry label, which stands for that of, so I signify that I want to this entry is for our label. So I can say label is just basically a label. So here we are going to set our main, and then next we are going to say is text. So here we are going to specify the text that we want to be displayed. We can say enter what conversation here. Hope I spelled that correctly, so I can make something kind of this arrow kind of a thing to signify that I want you to put your conversation here. So the next thing I want to put is actually to set the background to what? I want to set it to blue. Sorry, how did I put caption letter here? So I can say background is going to be what? Blue. Then after that, I want to change the font to be, so we can set the font to be, can say Arial. You can set to put any one of your choice, but I will go with Arial. I'm going to set it to 12, and also going to set it to be bold. So the next we want to do is to actually move it to our screen. That's the next thing I want us to do. To move it to our screen, basically simple. So we can see our entry labeled or what, we need to grid it on the screen. We are going to make use of grid because making use of pack and there is not really flexible for us. So I can set it to be in row 2, and then I can set it to be in column set it to be in column 0, and that I want to set is that of, I want to pad it a little bit. Pad S is going to be that of 5, and then our pad Y is going to be that of 5. Everything we need to understand what we're actually doing here. I've explained it in where detail when I talk in our Tkinter series. So another thing I want us to actually add is our entry itself, our entry box. So we can say our entry here. So here is going to be entry. Our entry, we are going to give it our main, which is the first, and we're going to set the width to somewhere around 30. You can start to choose any of your choice. So what is this? I'm going to change the font. The font is going to be similar to what we have, but it's going to be Arial. Then after Arial, I'm going to set it to 13. Then with this, we can definitely pack it to our screen. So we can now see our entry. Our entry the grid, and then we're going to make it to be in the same row with that of our entry level. So I'm going to say it's going to be row 2, and that of the colon, I'm going to set the colon to be in the same a little bit for it. Since this guy is 0, we need it to be in 1. Then after that, we need to pad our X to be 5, and then pad Y to be 5 also. So let's run this to this particular point. Let's see what we'll get on our screen. See, we can get something like this. Enter conversation. Here we can set our conversation. This is our entry. This is our entry label. So we can see looking like what we actually saw initially. So with this, we can actually add any other thing. Let's try adding our button here. So the next button is next we are going to add the button. We can just say search. Sorry. Can say search underscore BT, and here we're going to call the button. Sorry, the button here. Call the button. The first thing is main. It's going to take the main, and then the next thing that we need to actually specify is your text. We want it to have that search text on the button. And so another thing we want to set is that of the font. We want to change the font size. So setting the font here, we can say Arial, and then want it to be at least 12. So I can just set it, let's just set it to 10. And then the next thing that we might want to add here is actually it's going to be inside here. I'm going to set it to be what? For it to be bold, just like saying Arial. Know how Arial text is being, and then the size is going to be 10, and then want it to be bold, like let it be web bold in the eye. So the next thing we are going to do, you can add other parameter of your choice, but we are going to do it. Let me see, it's going to be set. So we're going to just move it to the screen by saying search button dot what. We're going to grid it to the screen. So how can we do that? We can set the row to be 2 and then the colon will also set it to be true. This is why we set the row to be 2. We want it to be in the same row with this guy, but in the next, since this guy is in colon 0, colon 1, colon 2, all these things have been explained, all these things in Tkinter series to this point. Before we go down to this point, the link will be in the description down below. So if you're interested in checking it out, make sure to check it so you understand what we're actually doing here. So we can actually pad our x to be 5. I can also pad our y to be 5 also. So with this, let's run it and see what we have. As you can see, we get something really looking nice like this. Enter conversation here. We can enter conversation and then we can click on search button. We click on this, not doing anything. If I enter a text here and click on search, nothing is happening. Put a conversation here and then you can put something here, search. You are not doing, nothing is happening right here, but this really look like what we actually saw initially. Next what we're going to do is to add our scrollable. This once anything that has been entered, any output that has been gotten from here to be scrollable in a situation where if it's too long, we want to scroll it for us to be able to get that. That's basically what we're going to do in the next video. And we're going to, how we're going to achieve this, to create another frame side here that is going to be handled. But don't worry, it's not going to be hard. When we for it not to be hard for you, make sure to check my other videos when I explain this scrollable environments for it to be able to be scrolled on. If you have not checked it, it's going to be really hard for you to understand. So make sure to check it so I won't get confusing. But in this video, I'm going to explain pretty well how we're going to achieve it. It's going to be a kind of a rectangular box here. It's going to be another frame, just as seeing another environment inside of this environment, whereby it can be scrolled, it can be done, and every other thing on it. So that's basically what we're going to do in this video. So if you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll be happy to see you in the next